Hey everyone. I got something to say. I think I might even rename this channel and call it I've Got Something to Say. But it relates in the same way as Teresa's flow sessions. But it's basically because I just got something I gotta say to do with the energy of our planet and anything that's being brought into my awareness of it in my life directly or around me. And so this is what I got to say today. Well, for this moment. There are certain things I would do and wouldn't do for the power of love. Okay? So, you know how like we have a scale, and it would be like, call it what you like. You can call it dark or light or whatever. And in the middle, so I'm visualizing this as our centering, and we are the power of love, which is why we are here manifest. No human created a human. Hey. So where do we come from? We come from the power of the divine. This is love. Pretty amazing, don't you think? That we got so far in evolution that we've got bodies. It's all the power of love. No human created us humans. So I don't know why we walk around as though like we are the creators of them and they will do our template of living or something like this, you know? Or this label says the humans will do what we say about this. Yeah, it's just old frickin' news. 3Ds. Because we're all not like that, thank God. But in the middle of this scale, there's certain things once you get to know yourself and where your motives are that you will do for someone or for life in some way, anything already established or something, to give your power of love, your being, your attention, your focus, your soul frequency, how you know yourself, your energy, your power, because we're not like, you can't just keep giving out. You do have to replenish, know yourself, be at home with yourself. The soul human needs to eat, relax, embody the spirit, the liveliness, the life, the spiritual life. The soul needs to live through this human. So there are certain things when it comes down to that silent knowing of yourself that you're willing to do or not. And it really is checking in with your mind, firstly, how you're thinking about it. And then you sit and you feel, and then your feelings might say something different to what you've learned or what your mind has brought up. So what do you trust? You have to trust your gut. This is you. So if it doesn't feel energy giving, like magnetic for you to give life as you are giving life, like some carers, you can't keep giving and giving and giving and giving and have the mentality, I just have to keep giving. It's just who I am. You can't. You wear yourself out. All right? You are the power of love. You must maintain that love for yourself. And then you will give to the world. Naturally. It's just natural. We're in a relationship world. You want to give. And also, there's a joy in the receiving as you're giving. That's really what the heart and soul and embodiment and empowering those parts of yourself to live out a life. You end up finding, as you give, there's this natural joy that you're allowed to feel to receive in as well. Thankfulness, gratefulness, various interactions. So this video is through all of living, you learn what you will do and where your mind's awareness is at for what you will do to have love. So it's got a lot to do with the soul journey, like my last video. You don't just like dump who you are onto someone else and say, that's how you will love me, or that's the only way I get by in life. You can't do these things. Anyway, so the whole point is there's certain things I will do from my centering to offer myself to the world. So like, as you give, you are giving your energy resource of who you are. So at the end of the day, you'll be tired in some way. So you decide you give of yourself, you. And how authentically you give of yourself is important as well. So, you know, that rest and replenishment time is important, that the spiritual silent practices with yourself to actually little analyze who you found yourself to be in your day or that interaction or whatever, and what you learned of yourself and what you will and will not do. Because in your gut, your mind is connected to your gut, and your heart is connected to your soul, and these two resonate in between the mind and the gut. So you got to stop and you got to listen, because if you don't listen to the heart and the soul and the interactions with the world with the mind and the gut, there could be discrepancies here. And you might find yourself leaning more towards the giving and not towards a balance of receiving. So some people can believe in the 3Ders world that I only give, like I give to get something. Not that it's a bigger world concept of what are you giving, and allow yourself to receive. And so this is brought up because this is the beautiful world. What am I giving of myself? I've taken the time to love, know myself, listen, know myself against those people or that person and relationship. Know myself. What I will and will not do, what feels good and what doesn't, because I am the power of love. I don't have to lessen or lower this good feeling that I am. And so you have a voice to speak up. Just a natural part of the design, hey. And we just haven't been using that natural part of the design, you know, because it feels too tough. So this is like 3D, we've become more transactional, quick, don't have to actually take time for like any thought process of anything else to do with ourselves, really, as long as I give and I get, I give and I get, I give and I get. That's a lowering of the energy, and mind really not connected to the gut in rising through the feelings of what you'd actually like to do or what you actually want and allow yourself to have. So I stand up in integrous for the power of love, because for whatever reason in my soul's path, history, eternity, but for the here and now, it's just become even more obviously clear that you don't lessen your feeling vibration of goodness inside yourself for anything that this world can offer. You allow yourself to always feel good in yourself, even if that feels like the quietest little seeds of like a bouquet sprout feeling, you got to nurture that and grow. So check where your balance is, whether you're balancing in the middle, which means, am I having enough silent and home time to know myself? So I could probably leave it there, and I know my battery's only on 10%. And it's really allowing yourself to give that little bit more of your power of love, like who you know yourself to be. Give it, and from giving it, watch and acknowledge life is about also the relationship world we live in, the receive, to feed you, your heart and soul. So, you know, when we start to live perhaps quieter lives, or we hide ourselves away, or we're feeling a certain way, and then we end up going down with it, telling ourselves that that's what life is for us. Yeah, we have to be reminded, which is where we're at now with big reminders, you know, clear and grow. By being a part of the world, getting out of your shell, choosing something different, letting someone into your world so you can receive their love, who they are in this relationship world. You have a relationship with yourself, and then you share yourself in relation in the world. So it's like the power of love is your divinity, and no one else is you and your connection to the power of love. That never leaves us. It's only the way we decide we'll deal with life. So you can't forget this. You can't actually push this away. You can get so down in vibration and attract more of this vibration and feel like you are cut off from, you know, anything divine or powerful, love, light, law. But no one actually is, because when everything finally finishes, we know what happens. Well, it's obvious what happens. I mean, if anyone wants to write a Bible and talk about Jesus, then it's obvious what happens. That's just to summarize it. Because, like, most of us know and speak about being an eternal soul. We know we've done other things before. So there's nothing to fear. We are eternal souls. And research it if you want, like quietly, without too much of a critical kind of mind. Just research it a little bit. To touch into anything of the other side of us, which is becoming more and more relevant for lifting our spirits in the light bodies, love, light, law bodies we are, just research it a little bit. Past lives, Akashic records, your intuitive nature, and how you can distinguish in your daily choices and awareness the frequency you are, and how a teacher can help you see how you've received intuitive guidance. Like, well, that was intuitive guidance. You followed your gut. You didn't let your mind come in and tell you a story about what you know so far. You felt it, you trusted it, and off you went. Like intuitive guidance, divine overseeing, intuitive, and your higher self connection, your spiritual connection to all of it, opens things up with the littlest step bigger than what humans in their king kind of minds think could happen. Because we're talking about like endless, infinite powers of intelligence that created the whole, they have the awareness of the whole of how we are even here going through this temporary, expansive, deeply expansive, which is why it feels so real sometimes, experience. There's just so much that we're connected to in that way that you can't let your head think you have it all sorted out and yours is the only way. It's when we go quiet and give over the head energy away from our stillness, like in the nothingness feeling. If you've reached that little bit of a feeling you touch on in meditation, it's like you relax your body and you're like, you know that you're not just the body presence. So you don't walk away from meditation and forget that. And from that grounding and that spiritual practice, you start to realize that we aren't just limited kind of ongoing frameworks. So if we struggle with anything out there, then there is an intuitive response to every problem or issue we think we have. It's just whether you can come back into that non-forgetting alignment that to every leaning of this way where life doesn't feel in balance, if I come back to center, perhaps in quiet, perhaps in the moment, if I've increased like my power of inner quiet attention, or I go away, bathroom, whatever, go for a walk and get quiet about this and let that go, because it's all energy. It's like a surrendering for something else to come up, literally from your gut, because it's connected right through your mind and your higher self and everything else. So it's like inviting in the power of who you really are and not staying stuck in heavy stuckness about something or anything and letting it all develop this way, puzzled, confused, nearly like beating yourself in the head, like how the fuck do I do this or something like that, where that's not who we are. We're just experiencing a world we're trying our best to get through, yes, but don't keep banging your head over something. So you let the energy go. You come home. Power of love. Power of love that put us here. Okay? Now don't like, you don't go that big all the time, otherwise you'll just be like, oh, the power of love. But it's really, how do I work with the power of love? I am. And you let it come in. Trust, faith. And so it's you that's got to have that, I know what I'm feeling, I know what I've experienced, I've practiced it using this higher intelligence of me in the world, and now I can see how people may still butt their heads over life, and all I have to do is keep being this growing vibrational person and shining some light their way of where I am now, knowing we don't need to butt our heads. Ourselves on the wall, alone, worried, depleted, confused, going through life changes and there's just no solution, and why does everything have to change, or why does it have to happen to me? You're here temporarily and you have to get up and out again. Okay, and that's where it helps, where there's more of us in the world that have trusted our intuitive guidance, and we know there are solutions. And we are feeling beings, so we don't like stay in the dark about things too long. Just follow some guidance to get into the light and the joy of it, and you are assisted with those problems. So I will finish there on because 10 minutes more is gone and I don't know when the battery's going to stop. But that's why when I first started these talks, it really does come down to whether you can focus where your vibration is at, right? And not keep staying in that, but tell yourself in the observation of yourself in this place, you step out with your soul and you say, your soul says, we got to change focus. The light assists, the spirit assists. The biggest decision we can make for ourselves is just shift your awareness to something else that brings joy and light in. Shift your awareness to something else, anything else. Give someone a compliment, admire a flower, decide you're going to read a book this afternoon and let go of all the crap. Introduce another activity in your day. Think about what hobby you might like to do instead. This shift is the power and amazing, because that's who we truly are. That's what we have access to. So in the 3Ds, you can see that we can all do this. And in the past, it was very prevalent. But we're in this rise of awareness of consciousness that the power of love never actually leaves us. So it really is, if you're going to hit a button, right, to make a change, it's my focus. Okay, I've changed it, and you prove to yourself when you feel better, anything else gets better because you're inviting in this frequency. So again, oh, I don't know why that's happened and why I put up with that or blah, blah, blah. Shift your focus. And then give yourself time with that spiritual practice as time goes on to contemplate how you got there and make different choices for yourself that take you away from the same environment or mindset. I need to lift my game out of this always happening to me. So if there's any kind of switch in the body and like the brain, the whole focus of us, the mind focus, because the mind focuses everything, like through our digestive system and everything. It's very sensory, feeling, higher intelligent beings we are. It is. I've got to hit that button. So whether you visualize, coming through the back of you or something and going, hit that button at the chest. You and your soul. It's like, let's go. Different focus. So the heart leads the head. The heart leads the life. The heart leads the mind. The focus toward joy. Now this is your vibrational shifting gears. And it's up to you. It runs your heart, mind, body, and soul. And we'll leave it at that, but just let me say that when you start doing that and you're shifting your focus, your mind, your energy field, your physical body, and everything starts to get in this flow, you're like a golden friggin' light ball in life, feeling so content because your soul is coming online. And because you did those powerful, wise shifts with yourself and you were the one that proved it to yourself, you don't know who you were back then. But you were the one that got yourself out of it. Because we're all vibration. There is no freaking out there somewhere cure for this, for like our issues, you change your vibration. And so in the gut with this and the foundation of this through life, this means a lot to connect with as a foundation with each other. Like, I can't lift you and carry you through this, but I can be my light, and you call on me to like be there for you in the quiet sometimes while you're going through something, you know. But just know you have the power to shift your attention and open it up. It's just whether you decide to be judgmental and not do some things and not follow your guidance and decide you're just going to believe in some old pattern or anything else along the huge lines of that has been what is. All right, but we are standing up to say we can lead as, you know, bettering our focus in life, and that's how we assist with our light. You know, you shine your light on those coming with you. We don't go back and just keep trying to shine our light because you wear out your freaking light. And they need to discover if they can just catch a glimpse of doing something they want or seeing you do something you want. We're like bugs to the light. Only we live more while we're here. So eventually we go back to the light and zzz, goes the body that stays here. So, you know, we live in a more miraculous world than we have intention of. If we raise the vibration of ourselves, then our intentions will raise as well. Instead of just kind of like drifting like, oh yeah, I don't know if, or yeah, maybe. No, we actually, attention grows where focus goes. There's all different ways of saying that, but what you put your attention on, it's going to grow. And the more intent you can put on something is how it all comes together and proves to you that your focus is the one that brought it about. Vibrationally is my point. Not how hard you can focus on something specifically, because you do have to co-create with the universe. And we don't always get what we want, but it brings us something amazing anyway. Okay, so intention and focus vibrationally opens up your life in the world. But yeah, we haven't been doing a lot of that kind of work. And heaven and the universe are just like, well, time's up on the 3Ds, like 3Ders, time's up on that. Like any enforced limitations on soul light on the planet, you're too heavy. We're in light evolution. It's too heavy, okay? Your energy is not meant to be focused in bringing vibration down, because apparently you think you're going to rise everything up. That it's just not an intelligent format. Okay, you raise your vibration. We are an abundant part of the universe. And in assisting the raising intentionally through your heart, mind, body, and soul connection, power of love for yourself, power of choosing your focus, power of giving and feeling the receiving, building your light up. This is the true nature of life. So anything hidden, intentional to lower this, you're just on your way out. And that's just the way it is. Evolution, power of love. Go with the flow of it. Oh, that's the 30th minute and it feels good. I've said everything I need to say. I'll just give over a couple of minutes to my guides though, because I have done a lot of talking. They are definitely a part of how I travel in my flow, because I just naturally can receive assistance in the clarity of what I'm sharing. To do with the vaster vibration of it. Like the importance, the power of it, the necessity, the delivery, the everything. So I'll just stop and see if there's anything else. The 33rd minute has been a regularity of recent all the videos. It's really just a beautiful letting go of the human into the whole awareness that the human doesn't have all the answers. You are always co-creating. So allow in your higher intelligence connection to your frequency on this planet. Higher intelligence right there for us all the time. It's just whether we clear out any kind of lower intent for ourselves and raise ourselves up. That was pretty much their message, but we'll just see if there's any more. That just to have the higher intent to connect, that you're never alone. And if you do the work, you'll know that. They want to come in and embrace us more in our soul awareness, life, living, guidance, intent. Oneness element. Never forget. Oneness element. Always there. In your air. Fill up on the breath. Exhale completely and rest. In and with yours and theirs connection of all higher intelligence. This is how your frequency will specifically receive. guidance for your soul. Much love, and bye for now.